Hi, this is Josh again, and welcome to my review of the Ground Floor Trading app, this portfolio that I started in January of this year with $1,000, with the goal of holding this $1,000 investment with Ground Floor for 12 months and seeing if the app if the advertised blended rate of 10% return on real estate. I was encouraged to be the one who's investing in real estate because then I'm putting people to work. People are putting food on the table the construction teams, there's also the brokers and the managers, and also the dreams of families or businesses that want these properties after they're flipped and renovated. So I thought this is something I'm interested in, taking my money and putting it into good use, into the honest work of real estate. I honestly don't know if these local teams of construction that are contracted are union or non-union, but I do know that the people are working in these states. I'm also pleased to say that as of today, June 15th, it's up 1.7% in returns. From the $1,000, I've been repaid on on 20 investments, and for a gain of $17.41. And then I reinvested all $1,000 into what's currently a holding of 31 different properties around the United States of America. And since January 1st, actually, I started the portfolio in about September with just like $100. So I didn't have it at $1,000 until January 1st, because I was learning how the platform worked. And I have had 20 repayments since I began this portfolio. As you can see here on this list, the expected blended rate was 10.1%. I was repaid 10% for a total of $17.41. Before I go into the details with my spreadsheet on my Columbia University Drive that I have on Excel, I'd just like to take a moment to explain that I haven't done these weeklies anymore because I had extensive dental surgery. I had my broken teeth removed, taken out on the top, and I have these temporary dental implants. It's a long story, but I was having other health problems internally, headaches from the bacteria, heart problems, problems with other body systems. So it's like I have to get these implants done and get these broken teeth removed, because enough is enough. It's been too many years on the street. But that is a whole nother story. I would like to thank my sister and her daughter for taking care of me for over a month since the surgery, and also my sister's family friend, as well as my other family that has been supporting me through this time. Hopefully it will lead to better days, as I'll get the permanent implant set in just a few weeks as well. So returning to the ground portfolio, as you can see here from these 20 repayments, they come from around the country. And so here are my holdings, and most of the holdings in the portfolio are $20 investments, as you can see in column H. There are 3 investments that are $100, as well as this last one, which I'll also put in green because it's a $140 investment, which is this one. Most of the properties that have been repaid to me, as the money went to work, but the renovations were done, it was put on the market, and it was actually flipped at the end. 4 of them are in Florida, 4 in Georgia, 2 in Michigan, and 2 in Texas. So along the eastern seaboard, I'm picking properties usually by bodies of water, not far from major cities, which is a tip that I mentioned in other videos on Google when choosing the properties to invest. Also, I check and make sure that the fund managers are good and that they have a history with Ground Floor of being paid back, like they've completed 5 projects or 4 projects or 10 projects. But I don't have that list here currently. I'll try and make that list of which fund managers have been paying me back. So since I was repaid in Florida and Georgia, my current holdings are also from those same managers or in those related cities. Florida and Georgia. I have 5 holdings and 8 in Georgia. But as you can see, I'm trying to diversify and see what's going on around the country and explore Google Maps and just check out these cities that I've never visited myself, being a young man from New York, being a person from. So it's currently 20 different states of the on the mainland here, the continental United States, the 48 states. I haven't seen any properties listed, say, in Alaska or Hawaii. But as you can see, it goes as far west as, let's see, west is Texas, Arizona, that's the south, and southwest. And in Oklahoma, I've been repaid from Texas, Alabama, and Oklahoma. So some of the southern states and to the west. But very few are listed to the west of the mighty Mississippi River. Most of the states are to the east of that. So again, looking at the blended rate, which was 10.1%. Also of note is the actual terms when I'm actually repaid. If you look at this column of comparison between the actual rate, the actual term of time to get the renovation and completed contract, is this column is far, far greater than this column, which was the days overdue, or since I invested, the day count. So it was a 19-day count, which is 0.6 of a month, but they paid me 0.7 of a month at that 10% rate. And this really accumulates. If you look at the last 5 repayments that happened here in April and June, there's 3.9, 6.8, 7.6, 3.0 months, and 26.8 months. I can't be right. How is that being calculated? Oh, I see. So I'm calculating it from the wrong column now. Hold on just a second. It should be the R column. So that's my day count. But as you can see here, these counts for how many months the term was over since I invested. Here it says 3.9, but they repaid me for 4.8 months. Here it says 6.8 according to my investment count, but they repaid me a little bit more for 7.3 months. Here was 7.6, they paid me for 7.7. 3.0, they repaid me 3.2, so those pennies add up. And 5.4, they really repaid me the $100 at the 5.5 month of investing. So since the 10%, these are time stamped, these rates with the actual terms, this compounded money, it added up to based on my estimates, it's been good because I've earned almost $2 more based on my projected day count here and what it's actually repaid. The other thing that's nice is that I'm on pace here by the 6-month timestamp to be at about 11%, because it'll have earned, according to the projected value, which is an underestimate usually, $58.88. Again, I did start with a much smaller portfolio in September, but it's only repaid at like $1 or $2. So it certainly is ahead of the 10% pace. And then at the end of 12 months of this at $1,000, it should be at about 10.9% gain. So I'm pleased with the platform, and I'm pleased that now that it's June, I've had 4 repayments already and the money's starting to roll in. There's a huge block of properties that are supposed to be repaid by June. And then there are these in defaults. These ones, it's the 15th of June. These ones, the first 13 are all overdue loans. So what I like to do, like I did in other videos, is just look at those 13 properties on the investor notes and see what the fund managers have to say about these overdue properties. So those are the first 13 on my list of 31 investments. So here's the first one at 5512 Carver Avenue in Halethorpe, Maryland, 21227. And the latest note is stamped here at 6/13/22. Ground floor says foreclosure proceedings are ongoing. And so there are no new photos on the property here. Let's see the American Eagle over the door. but no other new notes for this property down in Belthorpe, Maryland, managed by Alade Tohun Acquisition 01 LLC. Property number 2, 1009 North 17 Court number 1 in Hollywood, Florida 33020, managed by Gold Nevada LLC, Taras Yurchak. Has no new notes since April, where Ground Floor had reached out to the borrower regarding exit timeline. This one is also several months overdue. It was supposed to have been repaid and matured on January 19th. That's over 5 months already. And there's no notes of an extension being given here for this rather large loan of $201,000. Number 3 is 1669 High Falls Road in Griffin, Georgia, 30223, managed by a Tuesday Investment Group. John Clark is the principal manager, and no new notes since March 30th. Number 4 is 265 Pecan Street in Jacksonville, Florida, 32211, managed by MDM House Flipping LLC, Marlon Lewis, the principal. There is a new note from May 16th, just before Memorial Day. The borrower has advised that they're considering refinance options. Or that's $115,000. And it says that final fitting is in progress and listing is now scheduled. Renovations are 70% complete, but this is sort of dragging on. I did like the fact that this property was near the water and on small marinas. And the other properties, as shown, seem to be in a good standing in this community. Next one is number 5, 1302 Shiloh Trail East Northwest in Kennesaw, Georgia, 30144, managed as well by a Tuesday Investment Group LLC, John Clark. No new notes since April, and again, this one was matured on March 21st, so it's been almost 3 months. Next one is 1009 Palmetto Avenue in Southwest Atlanta, Georgia, 30314, managed by Home by Design Atlanta LLC. Sabrina Horton, the principal. There is a note from May. The borrower has advised they're currently in the process of refinancing the ground floor loan for $278,730. So that has been overdue since March 26th, again, about 2.5 months to coming up on 3 months. Yeah. The next one is 235 Orchard Street, number 3 in Bridgewater Township, New Jersey, 08807, managed by Posh Realty Investors LLC, Willie J. Stevens, principal. And there is a new note from May 6th. The borrowers advised they are currently in process of refinancing the ground floor loan. $186,000 loan that is almost 2 months overdue. Permitting and demolition are complete. Guarding, all right, so I mean, if they gutted the house with the demolition, or like, I don't know how extensive that is, then they're going to rebuild. The repair value is $189,000. It's rather large. Oh, that's the after repair value, but it's $598,000. It seems like a rather large project, but the loan that I was a part of, $186,000. The next one, 12955 Barbizoo Drive in Creve Coeur, Missouri, 63141, managed by Anderson and James Investments, Leonard Anderson, the principal, $315,000 loan. There's some new notes from May. Look, may the 4th be with you. The borrower's advice the following reservations are complete or in process. Trash out is complete. What does that mean? Garbage in, garbage out? What does that mean? Countertops are complete. Appliances are complete. Flooring is in progress. Then May 25th, the borrower's advised the property is actively listed on the market and a potential buyer has been identified. Then a note from this month, June 2nd has received a PAF request good through June 20th. Oh, so next week, keep in mind these closing dates may be subject to change. So perhaps any new photos? Nice looking place. A little blurry, that photo. You can see it looks like a Japanese maple and some other nice trees to the right. That lawn needs to be mowed, a 2-car garage. And so that's encouraging that might be repaid by next week. Next one, 5215 East Cambridge Avenue in Phoenix, Arizona, 85008. DC Kelly Investments LLC, Corinne Kelly, the principal. There is a note from 520. The borrowers advise the project is progressing as planned. $250,000 loan that's 2 weeks overdue. Next one, 55 Warwick Avenue in Stratford, Connecticut, 06615, managed by Obie Christie LLC. Owen Barrett is the principal manager. There's a note from June 8th, 2022 that the borrowers advised that they're considering refinance options. It also matured on the 1st. That was 2 weeks ago to the state. $285,000 loan. Very nice 3-story house. Look at that. All right. Next one. Loan summary for 2637 West Somerset Street in Philadelphia, PA 19132. New Home Investment Properties LLC among this row of houses, managed by Mark McCall. There are some May notes that matured on May the 4th be with you. The borrowers advised their negotiations to the buyer. Received a payoff request good through May 31st. That was 2 weeks ago. The borrowers advised that appraisals are in process and refinancing is ongoing. Was the last note. $132,000 renovation. Here, as you can see here on this humble street with the little bodega on the corner. Next one's 2611 Morrison Street in Houston, Texas, 77009. Says, managed by BL Real Estate Solutions LLC, Byron Logan, and the principal manager. I have been tracking him and have been repaid, I think in Texas from 1 or 2 other loans. $303,260. Let's see. Let's go back to May 3rd. Additional update. They're considering finance options. The borrowers advise that siding is in progress of the house. Okay. 6-3. 6-9 received a payoff request good through June 30th, but maybe subject to change. So maybe in 2 weeks we'll be repaid for this one that's 2 weeks overdue. So the siding of the house is done. You can see it's very weather worn and chipped, and so that's been redone. All right, that's good news. Last one, 2740 Warren Boulevard in Chicago, Illinois, 60612 is in default since the 7th. It's managed by RLW Property Preservation LLC, Reginald Wynn. And the notes here are from May as well. 520 permitting is in progress. Has reached out to the borrower regarding permitting status on 5/26/22 for $318,840. This is again a nice little brownstone here on this street, and well, that is the last of the 13 properties. As I usually do, I pick one property that's new, and just like to do a local tour to remind you that when I pick a property, I'm looking at the fund manager as well. But also, this looks interesting. It was for Catherine Rogers, part of a larger, like, sort of apartment complex. This one seemed interesting to me because St. Louis is a rather large city. It's very popular for a lot of different reasons, St. Louis, Missouri. But again, looking with the Google Maps, you can actually zoom in. Remember that the street views are dated. So this one's Google Street from 3 years ago. But you can certainly see that there are modern cars there and that there are other homes in the neighborhood. Down here on Côte Brilliant. But as I expand here, I want to make sure that it's sort of near a mall. So if I click on this local mall here, Hollywood Beauty, or zoom out, I want to see what other attractions there are. Heights, Sherman Park, St. Louis Art Museum. So if you click on the map, it will teleport you there, so you can sort of look around the sort of, is there snow on the ground, but the trees have fallen. So this sort of February 20th, this cold winter's day. I don't know how cold it gets down there in February, but the leaves are still falling. St. Louis Art Museum. Oh, a nice little lake. Actually, how do they do that? I guess they got out of the car. I guess these Google workers are having fun. They rented a paddle boat or something to film the lake. Can I move on the lake? I've never been able to move on lake, Google Maps. So this must have been fun for them to do on this beautiful, partly cloudy day with stratocumulus clouds up there. Let's go to the local skating rink. It's a trail you can walk down. But also more importantly, if we zoom out, can we go to down by the water draft casino here, go to downtown St. Louis? How far are we from downtown? But as you can see here, there's a lot of things for families to do, car dealers, there's a country club, have clear. So it's just like downtown proper, like you could go to Trader Joe's. And if I just roam around the streets, the cars are modern, the grasses, like these businesses are in business. There's a lot of cars in the lot as you go down the strip. It's working people. So it's a working community with churches and with different religions. And you can see these different attractions here and then like a mall strip here, as we can see here. So I'm just looking to see that their community is like this, right? So sort of suburban. There's and they're also by, here's the Missouri River, so they're by bodies of water and by major, here's I-270. And so I thought this is a good location. And there you have it. All right, so when looking into real estate, here, let's just zoom out a little bit more. Yeah, this is what I want to do. You can see there's St. Louis, downtown St. Louis. There's the Missouri River, the Mississippi River, excuse me, and the Missouri River. But as I zoom out, sort of this view of this bird's eye view of 300 miles, I can see that, like, if I had a family or if I were working in downtown St. Louis, this might be a good commute. It's only about a half an hour into downtown St. Louis. And here, and it's not far from the water. If I want to do other things, it's also not that it's spaced in between the St. Louis airport and downtown St. Louis. So this is my latest investment that I increased when I was repaid one of those $100 loans. I added to this one. It's 23 days before it actually begins. The renovations are scheduled to begin at 10.5%. So managed by Catherine Rogers Edmonds. I think when they're not done yet, sometimes you can see the data. Oh, good here. So you can see that for fix and flip situations, she has a history of one funded and three completed projects, and the average time for repayment of 3 months. So that's encouraging, right, for this principal manager, Catherine Rogers Edmonds. So I'm pleased with the fact that they have this data here. Often I was looking for the financial data for these reporting dates and for the previous year for completed projects. But again, most of them are single digit for most of the people, but then I would put her on a good list, especially once I'm repaid. Make sure you find who the principal manager of the loan is. All right, so so there you have it once again. This is my ground floor portfolio, which is now up 1.7% on tonight, June 15th, 2022. So again, I'm Josh here from New York City, trying the app for 1 year, hoping for at least 10%. Thanks for watching my quick review of and overview of this portfolio. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And thank you for your kindness and comments, and take care and have a good night. Bye-bye. Have a good day.